was that thing? Why can't it leave the woods?
Can you keep a secret?
Hey, you guys, if you didn't know, I'm a lover of all things Stephen King, and Welcome to Derry it just made me so excited to be able to be here to experience that. So, you guys, I want to talk about two characters that I don't think are talked about enough. That is Rose and General Francis Shaw. So let's get into it. So let's take it back a little bit to understand Rose and Francis' relationship. So back in 1908, Francis, he went to a carnival with his dad, and he went through like this whole little freak show area, and he saw this scary man, and it scared the crap out of him. After the freak show, the carnival and all that stuff, which featured Pennywise, by the way, and a special person, but I can go into Pennywise and the second clown all day, so I won't. But okay, so he goes to the carnival with his dad. His dad gives him a slingshot, and he's so excited about it, but only after he had been freaked out already. So they're having car trouble on the side of the road, and so Francis' dad say, "Hey, go over here," and it's a group of girls in indigenous families, and they're selling bottled water. So it was a nickel. Francis didn't have enough, but he had that slingshot. And Rose said, "Hey, what is that? Give me that." So Francis gave her the slingshot. So they ended up meeting up and being friends and all of that cool stuff. And one day they were playing, and Francis ran into the woods. Rose tried her best to stop Francis, but he ran into the woods and ran into a scarier, spookier thing that he saw at the carnival. Okay. All of a sudden, what saves Francis? The slingshot. And it's Rose with the slingshot. And she says, "Let's run." So they run and run and run. And when they get to the edge of the woods, she says, "Okay, you can stop now," even though Francis still was running. And he had got like scathed by the monster, which we now know is Pennywise, because we know Pennywise can take other forms. So he asked her, "How'd you know we could stop right now?" And she says, "Can you keep a secret?" She was so young, and she thought that was her friend. Now, Rose, I could have told you he was a liar, because I'm going to insert this clip right here.
I'd do my best never to hurt you again, and I meant it.
Right. Your best.
Samantha, I love you.
I love you too, Richard. But I love me more.
He's been lying on HBO for years, okay? But I digress. So we fast forward where it's a meeting with Rose and her people and her tribe, and they're basically at the 27-year mark, right? Kids are starting to miss, and the military is here, right? So the military is here, and they want to dig around. Now, Rose and her people know what is the secret, what's buried there, what's the ancient history of that moment. And basically they caged this. It's such a unique story. We'll cover that, and I love this story. But basically the ancestors caged Pennywise, okay? Caged the Galoo, if you will, the monster, and he cannot leave that barrier because of what they put on. And basically they caged him, the Galoo, with the crystals or the product that he arrived on Earth with. So it's almost like he's in jail, and he only could go so far. But of course, the white men came in, and they started building houses over that area, started, what we say here, we're gentrifying over here, right? They started to build houses over that space, and it was sacred grounds, right? So they know every 27 years, the Galoo will come back, okay? So they're having a meeting like, oh my goodness, if the military digs in here, it's going to be a real problem. We have to do something about it. So Rose who I believe to have the shining, actually. She's like, let me send a letter. You guys let me know what you think. Do you think Rose possibly has the shining? It's just been so many times where Rose has been able to speak up and know things ahead of time or try to cut down on things. Okay. So now we get to present day Rose. She has her nephew Tanya, and she owns a store, like a furniture store. And Francis walks into the store. But he swears to her he didn't remember anything about Derry until he got to Derry, and we find out that was a lie. He knew why he was coming to Derry. He remembered because Rose said, what? Would you keep a secret? And so allegedly, the military gave him some kind of shot or chemical, and that made him remember that he could save the world with this monster that was buried in the woods, right? So he wanted to know how he could get the monster, cage him, and release it over to Russia during the war for some reason, and he could save the world. So Rose is like, that will not happen. And they have basically taken Tanya, and you guys let me know what you thought about this. And they got Dick Halloran to basically come in, read his mind to find out where the Galoo or Pennywise is located so he can get these ancient crystals. Now remember, Rose's ancestors have this, they built like a small sword, if you will. It's not a threat, it's nothing, but it's like I would say it's like a small little artifact that they built that protects them from the Galoo or Pennywise, right? So she was able to bring it into Tanya, her nephew. After they beat him up and everything, because at this time, Derry, Maine is very racist, right? So she gives it to Tanya and say, hey, when you go in the sewers, because they found out through Tanya's mind, because the ancestors hand this down from person to person to person to make sure the story stays alive within their family, right? So Tanya has to go into the sewers because, of course, Francis is telling these special agents of the military, you have to go down there, get the artifacts, get all this stuff so we can cage Pennywise. Rose, this is what makes me think she has the shining. I could be wrong. You guys let me know your thoughts. Is because she already knew, like, man, y'all not going to survive. But if you're going to keep my nephew and make him go down there, you're going to get ate up. But, okay, I can't stop you. I tried to. Okay. And you know what kind of hurt me a little bit when General Francis said, oh, we have Tanya, he told us everything. That was not the truth. They had Dick go into his mind because Dick has the shining. And she was like, no, he would never do that. And, you know, I just felt so hurt because I'm thinking that Rose's family thought she would never tell people outside of their tribe and stuff what was their secret, their family secrets or their ancestors' secrets, but she did. So she just couldn't figure it out. She was like, Tanya would never tell. So I love that she had that faith, but I think she realized she told someone she cared about. You know what I mean? So she finds out that they got in Tanya's mind. Tanya is back in the sewer with everybody. You guys, I don't know why this guy decided to shoot at Tanya. Tanya was not under arrest for anything. It was so weird to me. Tanya started to run away because he knew the Galoo, aka Pennywise, was going to come, right? So he had to run away. Basically, we know Pennywise then just got rid of everybody, like finished them, Mortal Kombat, every single person. You know, almost every single person. But we don't know until next episode if Tanya escaped or not, because the artifact they had, the sacred sword, I would call it, the little sacred artifact they had, Tanya dropped it, but he was able to run. And I just feel like Tanya knew his way out, but maybe it's something else that he has around him. I want to bring up one thing that I could be wrong about. Remember Mrs. Kirsch? She gave Lily a bracelet, and the bracelet had a turtle on it, and we know the turtle is symbolic during this time. What if that had a piece of the artifact in it? That's just my thoughts. To protect Lily. Maybe just the ancient artifact that came from Rose didn't protect Lily. I don't know. Just my thoughts. Maybe Daniel wears something around his neck. Maybe Rose wears something around her neck or wrist, because we evolve, right? Because running into the Galoo years and years and years and years ago, every 27 years, maybe a little piece of that artifact was available for people to share with their loved ones to protect them, right? In Derry, Maine. I don't know. Just a thought. I could be wrong. So, Daniel got away. Don't know what happened to Daniel, but I just wanted to talk about Rose and General Shaw and how cocky he is, thinking that he could trap Pennywise, save the world. What are you gonna do? Put Pennywise on a plane, an aircraft, and go over to Russia and unleash Pennywise? I have no idea what he's thinking. So I'm interested because we lost Russo as well. Will's dad probably will never be the same. That's Leroy. He'll never be the same because of what happened with Russo. And also the box is open for Dick from The Shining. So you guys, let me know your thoughts on Rose and General Shaw's relationship. And I just feel like he betrayed her so hard. But I felt like she knew that was coming as she got older. That's what makes me think she has The Shining. That's just it. Okay, you guys, let me know if you're watching it below. Welcome to Derry, Maine, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks for listening. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more. I appreciate it.